Okay, we are live. Cool. Okay. Yep. Live. Cool. First ever. Except I kind of want you guys. My dog just broke in. What's up, guys? Who we got watching? Who do we got watching? Okay. Hey Noah, how are you doing? What are you just sitting? Were you just sitting on your phone, just waiting? Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm very unorganized here. That is better. That is better. I think I'm doing everything right. No, let me know if you can hear me. Oh, sweet, cool. It did notify you. It's my first one, so I'm not sure what's going on. Learning. Sat down for dinner. Are you still up north? I think it's north for you. Or are you home now? Why is this taking me so long? All right, we got a few other people chiming in. That's cool. That is cool. That's cool. Everyone finishing up their week. Did you guys have a good time? Oh, yeah. Okay. Tell you what, it is cold up here. It's so windy. I think it was like high in the 20s today, which was kind of cool. I'm going to check here. That's when. Yeah, it was 26 degrees today, but man, that wind cut right through me. Nothing sucks the work ethic out of me like a cold breeze. That's cool. What were you doing up there for 2 days? We'll make this live all about you and not about me. I'm more comfortable with it that way. Guys, I'm looking for welding leads. What kind of welding leads do you guys use? I'm thinking I want to get like Ultraflex. I think I've got 60 feet on my truck right now, lead and stinger. But it might only be 40. I know it's 20-foot sections, and I can't remember how many sections I got on there. But I don't know if it's just because they're cheap leads. I'm using 2-gauge, so I might even be using the wrong side lead. Yeah, 2-gauge. Every once in a while, if I'm really burning hot and running a lot of beads, they will start burning up on me. So I'm looking for lead recommendations from you guys. That's what I'm doing right now on Amazon. I like Amazon, but I can get in a lot of trouble on there. I should find a chart. I know it's like I know there's an equation to figure out exactly what size lead you should be using over how many feet you're using. I'd like 100 feet. And I think it's 60 that I have on there, but I run into a lot of cases where that is not enough. That is not enough lead. We did a boiler this week. This one wasn't too bad. It was an exterior boiler, and I could drive pretty much right up on it. And just running a patch on it. We get a lot of those. We probably do like 30 of them a year or something like that. To me, that's a lot. I don't know. To some other people, that might be like chump change. I don't know. But I get into some spots, and they got their boilers so tucked away, it's like I almost have to pull the leads and the welder off the machine to get it over to where I need. So I just need longer leads. And I think I'll just put, if I buy 100 feet, I put them in all in 20 foot with quick necks. Because then if, let's take an example. Like if I'm working on a semi trailer or something, and I got like a lot of welding to do on it, I can pull the truck right up next to it, put the 20 feet on for the ground it, take off the extra 40 feet, put it on my welder, and Ireland. Oh wow, that's sweet, man. You're a long ways away. Hey, what time is it there? What time? It's night here. It's like 7. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. But yeah, so, and then I can put like the extra 40 feet onto my Stinger, and I like doing that. But there's some instances where, you know, I can only get my truck 100 feet away, and I like to, you know, you need, if you got 100 foot of lead and you can only get your truck 100 feet away, unless that's to the very far corner where you're going to be welding. 1 a.m. Wow, man, that's quite the change. Hey, what's the weather like in Ireland right now? I'm curious because it is cold here. It is cold here. But yeah. Nolan, I know you're eating. I'm trying not to bug you too much, but when you got a second, tell me what where you get your welding leads from. If it's a local place you get them, or if you buy them online, and what kind you have. Because what do you run is it a Trailblazer or a Bobcat? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen a new video from you. Actually, you know, Nolan, I should say thank you, because when I was starting, I had this old generator sitting in the barn, and this is how I found Noah's channel. I YouTubed, can a generator run a welder? And I believe that was your video that popped up. So that was kind of funny. That's how I found you. And when I saw you, I thought you were a different welder that I watch on YouTube too. You guys kind of look similar, I guess. But yeah. So I gotta buy some welding leads. I bought a drill bit sharpener today, so I'm gonna probably make a video of that this weekend. Do like a little review. It was $100. One of the Drill Doctors or something like that. I impulse bought it at the hardware store. I was we're remodeling our bathroom, so I was buying oh, that's cool. Gates. Yeah. Do you do a lot of them custom gates? Just has snow here today. It's not right now. We're it's 28 degrees here. 28, 30 degrees. But you're probably measuring it in Yeah, well, on the box it said it's the #1 drill bit sharpener in the world or in America or something. I know they were like a pretty big rave. It's small. When I used to work before I went off onto my own, broke out on my own, I worked at a place and they did we made bulletproof barriers for like banks and some military contracts and stuff like that. And they had a great big massive, like it was probably like 2 feet wide by like a foot deep. Man, that thing would sharpen drill bits beautifully. But there's always that one old guy who just refuses to use the new technology. I swear. That guy would run. We had a brand new CNC. Well, they were both, I guess, would be considered CNC bridge ports, but one you just upload files to it. The other one, and he would always use it, you had to put your files on like a floppy disk, if you guys remember those, and insert it into the machine itself, wait for it like to load. Man, but yeah, so anyways, I'm hopefully this one works. I usually buy cheap drill bits. I'll just go to Harbor Freight and buy a pack cheap, but I do have a nice set of cobalt drill bits. And oh man, cool, California. But anyways, yeah, I'll buy. I got some cobalt drill bits that I want to sharpen up. Yeah, dude, they are so expensive, so expensive. One of my subscribers was telling me of a spot in Lansing, which that's a little ways away from me. I gotta go check them out or call them and see. He said they were pretty reasonable on price. I don't know if they have a website or not, but that's what I was thinking, is getting some 1/0s. Better to have more than you need, I figure. But yeah, so hey, we were talking about the weather. What's it like in California? Are you northern part or are you more southern California? Because I think you can get pretty good change. I've been to California. It's scenery wise, that is one of my favorite states. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some 1/0s. I think when I bought the 2 gauge, I think that was the biggest they had there. I think they might have been sold out of bigger ones, or they might not have stocked them. I can't remember. But they didn't carry. Yeah. What about used ones? You guys ever try used ones? Because I see them all the time on Facebook Marketplace around me, and I've thought about it. Because I mean, a lead's a lead, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking, they could get too burnt up. Do any of you guys use the Ultraflex ones? Are they really that good? Because my problem is mine aren't Ultraflex, and like in the winter, man, they get really, really stiff until you start using them a little bit, and then they loosen up. But yeah, what size machines are you running them on? Mine's a 225 amp, and I mean I never go that high, but yeah, it's starting to get a little hot. I got sisters and a brother in Florida, and that's what they tell me all the time. They're like, "Oh, it's so cold here. It's like 52 degrees." But yeah. Cool. Yeah, stuff is so expensive right now. Hey, how are steel prices where you guys are at? You know, from like Ireland to California, because they're super high here, and we don't have. I'm pretty secluded, I'd say, up here, so we don't have tons of places to buy welding lead to buy welding leads or to buy steel. Yeah, I'm looking them up. Temco. Oh, but those are only 2 gauge. Those are only 2 gauge, and they want $1.90 a foot. Let's check what they want for 1/0. Yeah, that's probably why I went with the 2 gauge, because 2 gauge was $1.90 a foot. 1/0s are almost $6 a foot. Yeah, Ultraflex. They're supposed to be more flexible. I don't eat like mine in the winter because I just leave. I have like an exterior rack on my truck, and I just leave them round up on that year round. Man, we get the cold weather, and they get really, really stiff. Yeah, everything. It was $150 to fill up my truck and welder the other day. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was used weld and crack and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll probably just buy new. Buy once, cry once, maybe kind of thing. Um, but there's so many things you can spend your money on, and $700 is $700. That's you could spend a lot of. You could get a lot of stuff for $700. Yeah, it is. That's been my well, John, it sounds high. It sounds high. My guess is it's high around the world. I've had a lot of guys, like residential guys, who come to me with, they've got a trailer they haul around their side by sides on, because we're just south of the sand dunes up by the lake there. So I get tons of guys who lose a ramp or want something made, and I tell them the price, and they think that's just outrageously crazy. And then I say, well, blah 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 is just what it's going to cost in steel, and they can't believe it. And then I don't get the job. I always love those because you spend so many times like quoting them and all this stuff. It's almost like I want to know how much they're willing to spend. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I think I've only done that arc gouging like a couple times. I was working on a big old excavator. I can't, it was orange. I can't remember what kind it was. It was older. It was 1 inch plate, and I had to, there were some cracks in it, and I had to, blow out the cracks. And someone was telling me an arc gouger would be really good for that, but I don't think my little Hobart 225 machine will do that. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to talk to someone who knows a little bit more about me. I've never seen steel this high. And that's the other thing too, is steel fluctuates so much, like day to day. It will change like pennies. Like I'll get guys who we go through a lot of C channel and angle iron for me. And I'll get guys who are like, don't you know what that should be a foot like on any given day? And it's like, nah, it changes. It changes all the day. I thought about lead reels. The same thing, money. I'm trying to buy a lot of stuff, and the rack's easy, and I just made it out of scraps. On this truck, I don't know. I'm gonna change things around. On my truck, I'm probably gonna put. I want to have, instead of the one bottle rack, I want to have two bottle racks sitting between the cab and the welder, a double bottle rack, and then on top of it, I want it to be a toolbox that opens up with some air shocks and have my grinders, abrasives, and all that stuff in there. And then on the other side, because I run Oxygen LP torches, and I'm not going to change anytime soon unless I get a really good deal on a set. Which I have a acetylene tank. So I guess I could just buy the torches if I see them somewhere. Anyways, I'll put those in a tank on the other side with a toolbox on top of it, and then I'm thinking either a fuel cell in the middle. Oh, okay, yeah. Like I said, I've only done it a few times. I've definitely had it in, like, I'm walking out of a store and I see people. I don't know if their intention is to steal something off my truck. Um, oh, okay. I wondered if you knew him. I do watch some of his videos. Some of his. I've never talked to him, but I do get a kick. Yeah. No. We just moved into this house, so I'm not sure if we're in that county or the next one over. But we're right on kind of the border of the two. But yeah, I've had people like they're kind of walking around my truck, and I mean, it'd be really easy. The leads are kind of bolted to the machine, but like you could steal an extension cord or something really easy. And sometimes I'll have like tools tucked in spots, and then I want to put undercarriage racks on my truck too. I've been debating on converting it to a dually. Because why wear out 4 tires? You could wear out 6. No, I want to do that because that would make my and then widen, have a little more storage on my truck, a little more work platform and stuff like that. But all things cost money. And then you guys have seen, I have that other truck that's a dually. That's a 7.3 liter IDI. I've kind of been keeping myself out, kind of like what Derb did there, finding an old SA200, or I think his is a 300 that he just got. I'm really not sure. But yeah, getting one of those and kind of putting a second truck together. How many trucks do you guys run? Is it just you guys just have one rig? Do you have a backup rig? I just happen to own 2 trucks, so I kind of figure why not. But with the yellow truck, I might make it just a skid. Schofield Weldings did that, and I thought it was really cool. They made it. They built their flatbed, and then they built a skid that they could slide on to it. And I'm assuming they bolted it down. I really don't know, but I thought that would be cool because it would be nice. We're building a 20-foot trailer right now, so that will help on times where I wish I just had a flatbed. But so how's work going for you? Yeah. The guy I mentioned in my last video, I'm blanking on who it was. How it worked for me is going good. We're pretty busy. Yeah, that's what I have. I almost bought one of those multi-process machines, but then I thought, man, if that thing got stolen or it broke, then my whole operation's down. So I didn't. So I bought all separate. But yeah, I think a skid would be a nice way to go. But I don't know. Maybe I got the yellow truck put together a little bit more. It depends where money's at. Oh, okay. Yeah. I kind of figured you did, John, but I wanted to make sure. Depending on where money is at, I think it'd be kind of cool to dip into maybe having a second truck and hiring a free hand. But I don't know if it would make more sense to keep him local around here or put him in a different area of the state, because I go statewide. But Noah, do you have a skid? Noah, how many trucks do you have? The last thing I saw on you were I think it was like an F450 you were working on. I'm a bad fan. I guess I haven't been watching videos. I've been watching lives, but I haven't been watching videos so much. Oops. Oh, that sucks. I've been pretty fortunate, knock on wood. been pretty fortunate that my truck has been keeping it together pretty good. Do you run diesel rigs, or do you diesel trucks and diesel welders, or is your welder a gas? Oh no, your truck's gas. My white Super Duty is a gas. It is a Triton V10. You got a 2013 F250 pickup. Is that just your personal use pickup? Because I think I saw, yeah, the 2001 F450 was, I think, the last video I was watching, or at least the last one I remember. I watch a lot of people. How many people are you guys subscribed to that you like actively watch? Oh yeah, okay, Heart. Yeah, that's close. My wife just started a job in Ludington, so that's in your ballpark area. I'm a little bit south. I'm more towards Muskegon from you. But that's cool. Where do you work, Ryan? I was gonna see how many subscribers I have. I'm subscribed to about 30 different channels on YouTube. They are either welding, farming / ranching, or there's a couple barbecue guys on there because that's kind of my summer hobby. Smoke meat and stuff like that, which is fun. I've got a 500-gallon propane tank sitting out there, but it's different because it's not a 500-gallon that we all have in our yard if we burn propane for heat. It's an older one, so the diameter of the tank is smaller, and it's like a 4 feet longer or something like that. But I'm thinking it will still probably make a good 2-rack. I'm thinking I'm going to take a third of it off, make that into the firebox, and then I'll still probably have 8-10 feet or so of good smoking chamber. So I think that's going to be one of our big projects this summer. My nephew is supposed to be coming up. He wants to try. I think he's a sophomore in high school, but he's been talking about how bad he wants to be a rig welder when he gets out of school. So he might come up and do like a quote unquote internship for a week. And I was kind of thinking that'd be a fun. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be a fun project for him, and he's done very little welding. He's done it while he was up here before, but so he's probably gonna spend a few days cutting coupons and padding beads, so he kind of figures out what he's doing. And when he knows just enough to get dangerous for his first task, I'll throw him on a propane tank and let him figure it out. I will, clean it and cut it and burn it out, make sure the kid doesn't blow up. But I'm curious, how many channels are you guys subscribed to? See, we don't really have TV. We got like Netflix and stuff, but that's pretty much what I do. And if I'm on the road out working, that's pretty much what I do. Is I will watch YouTube videos. And who's your guys' favorite channel too? Because maybe I'll subscribe to them, see a new channel. Yeah. Yep. Let me know what your guys' favorite YouTube channel is, or your top 2 or something. Do you guys buy equipment a lot from auctions or no? I've been to a few. Yeah, before when I was just running my generator, that's what I had it on a raised skid, and it worked out really good. The only thing I didn't like about it was it raised all my tools, so I could not see behind me at all, which wasn't terrible because I had my mirrors, but my mirrors were broken. So you'd set them where you want them. You get driving down the road and they'd start vibrating. Ryan can attest to this. Michigan does not have great roads, and they would just fall right down. So I'd get to a job, I need to back up, and my mirrors would be facing down, and I couldn't see behind me. But it was nice. I got the idea I got from the Chucky 2009 days. He had a race skid, and he could slide a 4x8 sheet under his skid, and then he had all his tools on it. So that's where I got the idea. Yeah, that's funny. If you guys have been checking my polls, I had one the other day. I'll have to check them out. And it was like best way to learn how to weld, attend a welding school, or buy a welder and learn off YouTube. And there were a couple other answers, but those two got like an even vote. Like it was 40% buy a welder and learn off YouTube, 40% go to a welding school. And then like 20% where the other answers were. I went to a welding school, and my very first day we watched welding tips and trick videos, which I thought was hilarious. Yeah, I did see the what is it, the Ultimate Welding and Farming Archive or something like that. Yeah, I did. I started playing them the other day, and my wife looks at me and is like, "What are you watching, a Chucky 2009 video?" Yeah, Official Welding and Farming Archive. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, he was that's how I started watching YouTube. Was he well, no, I watched the welding tricks and tips videos first, and then that given time. Do you guys remember that V8 tractor that guy built, Chucky built? Yeah, he was building that. So it was a fairly newer channel. It wasn't super new. I guess it was like 5 years old. But that's how I found him. Always one of them tractor videos came across me. Yeah, I think he lived in Ohio or Indiana. I remember. I can't remember where he did that V8 tractor, if it was at his mom's or if it was at, because I remember videos, I think he worked at like Tractor Supply and would do Hobart videos. Yeah, I picked up a lot of tricks from him. And I was so disappointed when he to each their own, but I was disappointed when his channel got kicked off. But it's nice to see him back up. And like I have a farming background myself, so I relate to him a lot, which is cool. That's funny, Noah, because I thought you were him in like one of your thumbnails. It like just had like a picture of your face, and I was like scrolling through and scrolling through and scrolling through, and then I stopped and I was like, "Hey, wait a minute!" Went back and I was like, "Oh wait, no, so I'm gonna watch his video anyways." But yeah, I thought you were him, so that's kind of funny. Montague, okay, yeah, that's close by me too. That's cool. That's cool. So how many of you guys work for a shop or you're self-employed? Yeah, Chucky was kind of the reason I started one as well. Because there for a while he was like really into YouTube videos, like 2016, 2017. And it was like he had a helper. And I always kind of wondered, I'm like, I feel like he just makes YouTube videos anymore. I didn't really feel like he went out and rig welded as much as some of us do. Which, I mean, that'd be cool. That's the dream, right? Okay. Yeah, dude, you guys look kind of similar. I just start telling people, yeah, yep, that's me. You want an autograph? Sign it, stretch. Why not? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it is kind of scary starting on your own. Aerospace welders there, Ryan. So are you is it Arconic or do they change it back to Hallmet? But I think they do some aerospace stuff there, or is that not the company you're affiliated with? Yeah, it is scary starting out on your own. I don't know how long you guys have been subscribed or been following me or whatever, but shortly after I started on my own, I some guy pulled out in front of me and smashed up my truck. So I had like just started getting work, and then I got a smashed truck, and I was like, oh well, now I'm in trouble. No, I didn't. I don't have a plasma cutter. Pretty much, if I gotta cut some, I just use the torches. This year we're gonna get a CNC table, and then yeah, I'm gonna get a plasma cutter with that. Someone just told me in the comments of one of my videos about plasma cutter, do 7/8 material, and it's like $650, and you can get torch attachments with it too. Because I was gonna get a Hypertherm or one of the razor wells. I'm gonna get a Langmuir system CNC, and I was gonna get. I wanted to get the Hypertherm plasma cutter with it, but they're a little pricey. Buy once, cry once again. But I kind of thought maybe I'd check out that cheaper one, run it for a little while, get the machine up and running and parts going out and making some money, and then buy a upgrade later. But I don't know. I don't know. What you got a Hypertherm, don't you? What all equipment do you have? Because I swear I watched one of your videos the other day and you were cutting something out on a CNC table. And I wasn't sure if that was yours or what was going on. What was going on? But I'm excited about the CNC table personally. I've got in fact, let's pull that up real quick. But I'm trying to move, not trying to get out of mobile work because it is actually my favorite, but I'm trying to get into a little bit more shop work. I got the list is on my phone of the equipment I would like to buy in the next, I say year, but realistically I might be talking 16 months. They are expensive, but Langmuir systems, I feel like they're kind of reasonable. I'm gonna look it up real quick. What the weld or what the CNC table I'm getting is. System CNC. I'm gonna get the Crossfire Pro. Because my shop is not very big. Cut above products. Crossfire Pro. I talked to a guy up in Scottville, which is north of me, about an hour or so, give or take. Probably leaving a little bit more. But yeah, 48.25 by 33.3 cutting table, powered Z-axis, height sensing. It is with a water table, the motion control software, and Autodesk Fusion 360. It is probably $2,800. There's tons of add-ons you can get, and one of them is the Razor Weld 45 CNC plasma cutter that goes with it. And that was the plasma cutter I was gonna buy, but I got to check out the other one that the guy said was cheaper. And I'll have to look back. I don't right now. I don't have tons of production parts that people are bringing me. We do run some production. I have put a few feelers out for people. Yeah, it's an entry-level machine, but I know it's a weight on them. Nice. I wish I had a friend that just had welding equipment they need to store somewhere. But so to kind of back up, I'm getting ahead of myself. We don't have a very big shop. And the shop doesn't have any 220 ran out. So anytime I got to run 220, I run it off my engine drive. That is kind of another reason I would like to set up a second engine drive rig truck. Is so if I'm running stuff off and my truck and I need someone or myself to go out and do repairs, I don't have to break everything down. And I could get 220 ran out there, but I don't want to, because the idea is we are going to build a shop kind of out next to mine. And I want to do it nice because we're probably going to be here for a while, work out of it for a while. And I really want to put heated floors in it. So we are just saving up money. I've bought a lot of the building materials already. We're just saving up pennies. Ryan's Mobile Welding, dude. I think I've seen you before. I know I've seen your cards places. Yeah, that's the other thing is making excavator buckets. I do a lot of that stuff. Signs, that's another thing I'm gonna do. And just, be able to do like the precision cutting. That'd be awesome. I have heard of that too. And that's what I wondered. That's what I wondered if when you were on a table, it didn't matter as much because it was more precise. I'll probably just run it with a cheaper one. Well, just because it's cheap. Oh, the list of all the equipment I wanted to buy in the next year. So, like I said, I got the. I'm gonna kind of explain some of this stuff. The tools I get that I want to buy here. I'm rambling now. The sand dunes are north of us. I get a lot of guys who want bumpers and stuff for their Jeeps or their side-by-sides or quads or whatever they got. So I'm going to buy a pipe bender and a tubing roller. Because that will help. Because the other thing I'm going to try and push more on is staircases and whatnot. Fence and all that kind of stuff. I kind of want to build a slip roller. When we do barbecues and stuff like that, it would be nice to be able to do stuff like that. Mag drill. the other things, because like I'll get guys who, ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, on the consumables, I have to check that out. They crack a excavator pin or their skid steer pins or whatever. I would like to be able to make them here. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Well, that's kind of a cool line of work, Ryan. So do they hire you out as a rig welder, or you work for the company and then you do mobile work on the side? But back to the tools. I want to buy just like a benchtop mill and lathe, just to kind of make things easier. And again, I don't have tons of room. And then Swag Off Road, they offer a 50-inch finger brake. That's more up on my list of things to do, is get the 50-inch finger brake, because I like that fabricating and stuff. And then the CNC table. I've done a little bit of CAD. A couple of my good friends and one of my cousins, they're engineers, so I've played around with CAD on them before. And when I used to build bulletproof barriers and stuff, they had a water jet table there that I would run sometimes. So I'm somewhat familiar. I'll have to give myself a crash course. And that's kind of what I want to just start with, like making signs and stuff like that, just to kind of give myself practice. If they turn out good, I'll sell them on Facebook Marketplace or something. Yeah, I had a cheap one, and that I got rid of it for that reason, because it just kept kinking the pipe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that stuff I like doing. And one of my friends had a good idea, because I like to build stuff and sell it. Because like in my slow winter times, I can just build stuff, stock it out in my shed, and then just sell it. So I'm gonna try and look into getting able to more ship bigger stuff and lighter items. I think I was on a rocket stove page the other day on Facebook, and I was talking to some of them guys, and they were like, if you can build them and sell them, at a decent price, and they're like 20 pounds, you could ship them anywhere. But yeah, I'll have to practice up a little bit more with CAD. Anyways, other things I'm gonna buy, the CNC Crossfire Pro. And I gotta buy a compressor with that too. Gotta have your dry air. Yeah. So the guy I talked to up north of me, he has a 5x10 table, and he says like for production runs, it's nice because he can load sheets and just knock them out. But other than that, he says 90% of what he does on like a 2 foot by 3 foot section of the table. It's like one-off signs and bracket parts and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just start small, and can always move up. I was talking to one of the guys, because they're smaller tables they made an expansion kit for, and he said that they'll probably make an expansion kit for that one too. So you could buy that table. He didn't know when they were going to do it, and he wasn't even sure they were going to do it, because he was also trying to get me to buy the 4x8. But if you get an expansion kit, I don't know, might be worth doing. Other things I want to buy. Oh, I'm going to finish my fab table. It's a 5x10. I wasn't really ready for that thing when I got it. What was happening, when my excavator guys was breaking down a house, single wide trailer, and he said that the trailer itself looked really straight, but it was dug down. And he told me, he says, if you want to come cut the I-beams out, come have them. So I cut them in 20-foot sections, and I didn't know what to do with them. So I built myself a 5x10 table, and I want to put a 5/8 top on it. But that is a lot of money right now. But I am getting to the point where more and more shop work, so I do need it. So I'm probably going to finish that. Probably the fab table, the CNC, and the finger brake are my bigger items. And a mag drill. I think I'm going to buy a cheap one, though, and do a review on it. Because when I get the 5x8 plate, I'm going to drill, holes every couple inches so I can have a true fab table. And I kind of want to buy a cheap one and do a video to see if it lasts, drilling, 100 holes or so a day. The other thing I'm going to buy is I think I'm going to buy bolts in bulk. Because I don't need that on. The reason I say that is you could go to my hardware in town and it is really expensive. Like one bolt is $3 there. Or you could drive, it's an hour or so round trip to the nearest like Tractor Supply or anything where you can buy them fairly cheap by the pound. But by the time I get in my truck, and the time I go there, and the time I pick out my bolts, and by the time I get back, it's 45 minutes to an hour, and that eats up a lot of time. So I think I'm going to just buy bolts in bulk so I don't have to and I have to drive there. The truck does not get very good mileage, and yes, it is expensive. I think you could spend probably like $800 and get a pretty good variety of grade 8 bolts. So if you guys have any recommendations, though, check out more stuff for sure. Yeah, we had a mag drill when I was building those barriers, and it came in. I was going back and forth on, do I buy a good drill press or do I buy a mag drill? And a mag drill I can take on the road, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Probably going to spend $300 or so on one of the cheap ones off Amazon. See if we can't make that thing spontaneously combust, drilling a bunch of holes in the table. I'm going to keep this to an hour, guys, so if you got any last minute questions or anything, just let me know, because it's almost 9 o'clock, and I literally got home, ate, grabbed a shower, and got on here, so I should go spend time with the dog and the wife. But I think for the first live, this went really good. I was nervous. I was like, I'm gonna sit on here for 45 minutes and no one's gonna get on and ask me any questions, but I think this went pretty darn good. Yeah, so how does that work? Because that was one of the companies I looked into. Do they just send you? Because I thought about selling bolts too. Like I said, the guy in town, literally, it's $3 a bolt. And you can go to the automotive. We have kind of a cool automotive place here. They have a machine shop too. And he'll sell you them by the pound, and they're very reasonable priced, but doesn't keep like tons of grade 8 bolts in. So yeah, I should see what that would be to have me set them up with a bolt bin. Do you have to just buy all the bolts at a bulk discount? That's kind of what I was looking into before. But yeah, are you going to build your own if you get the 50-inch finger brake? Because they just sell the tooling. Are you going to build your own press? And if so, how big are you going to build it? Because I'd like to I'd like to build it to bend quarter and just bend like 3/16 or 7 gauge with it. Because if I do fire pits and stuff like that, that's usually what I build them out of is 3/16. Sometimes, like right now, steel is really expensive, and I got a pit I'm gonna probably start building in a week or so. And it's a smaller one; it's not as big as firebox. I'll build I'll build the firebox out of 3/16, and then I'll insulate the firebox, and then I will just line it with like 11 gauge, because I don't really see why add all that weight and all that extra cost of material for that. Everything I do on the road, I stick weld. And on the road is about 60% of what we do now. And then there are a few things like my loggers will drop stuff off to me. A lot of that stuff I will stick weld, but I do it in-house. And then a lot of the like production ramps we make and smokers and all that, that's all short circuit MIG wire. And we get the occasional TIG welding job. Anything aluminum is generally TIG welding. Yeah, I will have to check them out because that's the idea right there. I was gonna buy one of the bin sets and then as I get low, just order it off Amazon. But that might even be the better way to go, because I was getting my spools of wire through Amazon. I think through Yes Welder, but I'm not certain. And it was like the prices were really great, but they were always out of stock on stuff. And I know that's an issue right now. I don't know what a 10-pound spool wire goes at for where you guys are at. It's over $50 now around me. And that's like ridiculous. So I'm going to be back to looking for alternatives for that because it's not uncommon if I'm building a smoker or running a bunch of ramps or any of that stuff or building a trailer. That's another thing I'm looking into doing is starting to build some utility trailers because no one around me really sells them. But it's not uncommon if you run through a 10-pound spool in a couple days. Not uncommon at all. All right, guys, a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna hop off. But this went really good, so I'm thinking Fridays this might be a thing we do. Probably not every Friday. I'm not gonna commit to that, but I want to focus on posting videos every Wednesday. Also, how you guys been liking the video quality? Things been better, worse, the same? Let me know real quick. But yeah, this is fun to get on and brainstorm with you guys, and so weird. Ryan's 30 minutes from me. We got a guy in Ireland. Yeah, well, they say you can't make money building trailers. That's a lot of people say that, because like trailers are so mass produced, I guess. I don't really know as I'd buy it. If it's true, I'll get burnt because I'm going to give it a shot. I think the thing is though, when you really think like in terms of production welding, the amount of time it takes you to build one, it's not really going to take you a lot longer to build two of them if you build them in the same step. So cut all your material for two of them, prep all your material, fit up all your material, weld it all out and send it to paint. It's not going to take that long. And I was looking at some of the like utility trailers. I think I could knock out a couple of those a day. Yeah, I've had to watch Nola's a couple times the next day too. I've caught one of them live though, and that was nice. But yeah, trailers and barbecue pits are kind of the same thing. I'm gonna talk with an Amish guy because I think I don't know how he gets the hookups, but I think he's buying used 500-gallon propane tanks, and then he sells them for air tanks for the Amish. But I'm gonna see if I can maybe work out some kind of bulk deal with him and get some for myself to build smokers with, because that is one of my fun things. But yeah, guys, no, this has been really great. Tons of engagement, tons of information, so that's nice. It's I guess thank you to Noah for telling me to do one of these. He's kind of my go-to guy. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just finding a niche, and and you gotta like what you're doing too. But yeah, big thank you to Noah, because he's been with this whole YouTube thing. I've been messaging him. I'm probably like an annoying little kid. I message him all the time, asking him questions and stuff. And he says, "I don't know, you should do it live." So here we are. We're trying it. I do appreciate the advice and all the help. Trying to grow a channel. I think you're like twice as big as me, subscriber wise, and so I'm gonna try and catch up to you. Then I'm gonna try and catch up to Derb. I'm gonna have to talk to him. Is he real? He seems like a real busy guy, but it's nice to know you know him. So kind of a connection. So, but guys, that is an hour. So I'm going to hop off. Went great. Thanks for hanging out with me for an hour and so. We'll do this again later. Closing statements, I guess. Everybody be safe. Let's look forward to a good weekend and then another good week of work. See you on the next one.